The question is, what would you have had the president do? It seems that you can already clearly see that the powers that be were already in a bind. I mean, here is a case that clearly establishes that there is a conflict of interest.
No, there's nothing wrong. The president did what he ought to have done. But my question is, the president did this now, and he has not done it in other cases. So we have to nuance this thing. It's not because he was being so much gung-ho about the law or rule of law. There were other intervening forces.
So how do you mean when you said he probably was the only minister working in the administration?
Well, tell me any other minister who has been really working. I mean, in terms of real work.
But we heard the agriculture minister.
Agriculture talks a lot. We've not seen anything. It talks a lot.
The question is, how would you see it? You're not a farmer. But everybody needs electricity, so you can see electricity in your house. But the agriculture ministry would directly affect farmers first before it gets to you.
It will affect farmers. It affects farmers. It affects me.
How would you know? You're not a farmer.
I'm not a farmer, but I eat.
Are you eating this morning?
I've eaten this morning. I ate before I became minister.
Well, let's also take up this issue of, the National Union of Electricity Workers. Now, they are happy. Yesterday, in front of their national headquarters, they were still rejoicing. Do you think that this is going to change anything? Because it seemed they had a personal issue with the Minister of Power.
Nnaji was trying to enforce certain issues that had been put aside before him. And the workers did not like it. So as it is now, I don't know, it depends on who takes over from Nnaji. So I cannot second guess what is going to happen.
You cannot, I mean, because would it be that...
They are happy that he's gone. But the question is whether they'll be happy with what happens next.
Are they happy thinking that the problems will be solved or what?
No, hoping.
Oh.
That it might be solved.
Okay, let's see if we can get the response, because, I mean, so many people have spoken up on this matter. The Minister of Information has spoken up, saying it will not affect the process. TUC also spoke up, saying, no, they'll just go ahead and do all of this, and hopefully, well, okay, we'll get that to you subsequently. But at the moment, given their response, so it presupposes that these people should know what's going on. They should know, that it wasn't voluntary resignation and it was forced. So why would they put up such response? That
because it's all a game.
Okay, let's see some of the response.
It's all a game.
Process to be transparent. We want the process to be handled in such a way that everybody will be free about it, and the issue of best practice is brought into it. And again, it's not just Barth. I think Barth chose the honourable part out of this, but I think there are still more people in the country that have also done these infractions that Barth has also committed. But he did the honourable thing by resigning, and we also hope the president will put more eyes into his cabinet and also look at certain privatization that has been done in the past, where you have some of these ministers who are also doing some deals by proxy.
The government, the president meant well in this nation, like I have always said. I think he meant well. When the union explained our position about privatization, he saw reasons to it and said the staffs must be paid their last kobo they deserve, and they have to go ahead with privatization. We said okay. But you see, the people that he seems to be using to actualize these dreams seems not to be carrying out the terms of reference given to them, and that is why we are stuck in this today.
Is a little bit positive, because this is
to have made such comments.
Well, as I said, it's all a game. They all know what happened. They know that the man was forced out, and they know that part of it is the pressure from PHCN. Some people do not want the unbundling of PHCN. They want business as usual. You see, for us to have power in this country, a lot of powers must go down. I mean, I'm talking using powers in different senses now. There is so much at stake in darkness. So people will rather allow us to curse the darkness than light the candle. That is the problem. There is so much, there are trillions of naira involved in keeping us in the dark. So it takes a very radical turn of mind and leadership to handle the power sector.
I'm sure you must have heard this argument about the seeming improvement we're experiencing now in the power sector. Some say it's not about the increase in gas supply to the turbines.
No, it's not.
They say it's because of the rainy seasons.
Some say it's rainy season, but he has done some repairs. This is part of what I'm saying. He did some repairs in some of the stations, and that itself has jerked up the thing, the wattage. Now the question again is that before, people could still have done these repairs. They could say, okay, we are assigning 2 billion to the repairs, and then everything will be announced, and then we discover that there's still darkness. Next year they will assign another 2 billion. You know. Now the case here is that work was actually done. That's what they're saying. Doing the work and seeming to do the work. They're two different things. And that's the difference between performance and non-performance in this country.
Sorry, Chamberlain, we actually thought maybe perhaps when they signed that performance or the contract with the president for them to perform, you know, this came just a couple of days after.
When you're president, we took over a year and a half ago. I mean, that's without prejudice to when Yar'Adua died. I mean, it's supposed to be 2.5 years. You're supposed to have a good sense of what you expect from your ministers, and your ministers are supposed to have a good sense of what they expect from you. For you to start doing performance agreement with them, you know, this time of the day. So you want to say that a year and a half ago, they didn't have any performance, so they were excused not to have performed. I don't understand. It's absurd.
But I'm not interested in the details of that performance.
Whatever the details are, they're supposed to perform. They're supposed to perform ab initio. You have to say, look, I've appointed you as ministers. You have to know your targets from the beginning. You have to know what you're supposed to do. Okay, he has done that now. Let's see what will come out of it. Right. Let's assume he has woken up to the fact that they have to perform.
Perhaps that's why the government is saying, well, they will not come to people like you, the journalists, to let them know who is performing or not, because, well, the press has been politicized.
The press has been politicized. What is not politicized? Man is a political animal, says Aristotle. We are all political. Even when you say you are not political, you are even more blatantly political.
You know, because it's very important. I just asked you a question that, assuming you were asked to assess the Minister of Power 2 months ago.
Yes.
Before
answered your
this,
question.
I know, but you know, assuming it's very clear that your assessment will definitely be very different from what you have 2 months after, when electricity has improved.
No, but there's something they call vision and a plan towards the realization of a vision.
Which minister doesn't have a vision?
Most of them don't have visions. I mean, they'll just go there and say, we want to transform. You guys talk about agriculture. It talks a good game, but he has not even come out with any roadmap, cassava bread.